What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of All Things Super. I am one of your hosts, Spider, and I'm joined once again. Listen, you got to get into a power stance so you can be ready.
Dun, da, da, da.
Look at this Mr. VIP Frankie Washington. How are you doing today, sir?
Definitely awesome, sir. Thank you for asking. How are you doing? That's the real question.
I'm doing great.
Everybody know how I am. They really need to know how you doing.
Do they, though? International man of mystery.
Oh, okay.
They only know what I choose to tell them.
Oh, all right now. The only other person I knew that did that was Darkwing Duck. All right.
Was he international? Did he leave the country?
Yeah, he was getting dangerous all over the world.
Was he? I felt like
they
he was
do the
just
live action of that.
Please don't. Please do not. Absolutely.
They got
not.
Tailspin coming. Hey,
do
man.
They?
Listen, for the IP powerhouse, what is Disney? You think they're gonna have an opportunity that they're not gonna? First, they got to introduce
Make
Scrooge.
New content. That's all
Well, we
I'm
have
begging.
all this old content just sitting around. Nah, we gonna use this. You see, they got Lilo and Stitch coming, right?
Yeah, I know.
Oh, there's a Snow White coming. It looks horrible.
Our kids need to be able to grow up with their own favorite characters, not recycled their monstrosities of the things that we grew up with.
Because if you watch Mufasa, that is not the Mufasa we know.
I saw somebody they made a post. They posted like the concept art for the Disney animated Mufasa and how much different Mufasa and Scar look, and then they put Mufasa and Scar together from Mufasa, and it was like, how do we go from this to this? They did the same thing for for Frozen. They looked at the concept art for Frozen and how Elsa looks so much different than Anna, and then basically you get to the final version, and they're just like carbon copies of the same model with just different colored hair.
It's the same thing with Dragon Ball Z, right? All the characters are the same with different hair.
Essentially.
Vegeta, Goku, Trunks, all of them.
I mean, Goten is just Goku. Like, there's like not even don't style the hair differently. It's like if you took Goku from Dragon Ball and Goten from Dragon Ball like Z or Dragon Ball Super, it's the same goddamn character.
Why create new stuff when we just go reuse this IP?
I feel and then the thing about it is that whenever a studio comes out with new characters, it's like something always happens. Like they don't market it properly, or they just don't invest in it. And it could be something that's really good, like Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur. Great show.
Okay.
But it wasn't necessarily marketed right. You didn't have a lot of people talking about it, but the people who were talking about it that actually saw it, they were like, this is a great show. Please watch this show so we can get more of it. And what does Disney do?
Show.
Disney ends up canceling it.
Well, for those who don't know, Moon Girl is probably one of the most intelligent people in that universe.
Yeah.
So intelligent that she went back in time and got a dinosaur and trained the dinosaur to do what she wants it to do.
Right.
I don't know, Spider, because let me tell you, it's gotten to a point in this reality of the multiverse that people do stuff that don't make sense.
Oh, yes.
So that's
quite often.
Welcome to reality, I guess. This reality. I know. It's a hard pill to swallow.
Extremely.
It's the reality we live in now. This is what I'm gonna do, Spider. I'm gonna unplug from that reality.
You unplugging yourself in the Matrix?
Yep, I'm floating free now. I'm a free agent. All things super free agent. And you got to come with me because you don't have a plug either. So,
I do have a plug, but it's just behind me. I can't unplug. If I unplug, I won't be able to hear anything.
oh, they got you.
I'm stuck.
They
I'm
got
stuck.
you. You depended on the system. I'm
Yeah.
coming, Spider. I got to figure out how to get you wireless. I could move my head. Ain't no Michael Keaton here. I could move my neck. I don't have to do the pepper seed when I turn.
But if you don't know, this is All Things Super, where every
Where
week
nothing's the same ever,
ever, ever. But
We
every week we
find
take a
ourselves in
piece of
that.
superpowered movies, TV shows, even trailers. We watch them, we react to them, we break them down, we review them, and we ask the question: is it super?
We threw the formula out the window, and this works for us
Yeah.
because it's about like so much other stuff than what y'all know.
I mean, it's
But
full of
yeah, well,
surprises.
there you go.
What do we say? The only thing that's consistent is the inconsistency.
I think we should coin that.
Can we? Because I'm sure that's not the first time it's been said.
Well, it's the first time we said it on our show when we said it the first time.
That's very true.
And there you go. That's all we need. It only applies to us and the people that listens to us.
Yeah. So I don't know. We'll look into it. But if you like that, go ahead, subscribe to the channel. Follow us on social media. Follow us on all the podcast streaming services if you want the audio version.
There's buttons down there. Push them.
Yeah.
Push the buttons. Like the thumbs up button, the follow button, the save button, subscribe button, the join button, the push the buttons.
Push the goddamn button.
Push the goddamn button. You heard it. Push the button. Class.
Blow everybody out. You heard it, little girl.
More.
Push the goddamn button.
One more ride. They got one more ride they're talking about doing.
No, they don't need it anymore.
Jackie Chan's still working.
No, he is. Yeah, Kid. He's still working. He's in the new Karate Kid, but they don't.
One more ride. Stop at 5.
No, they just stop at 3.
Can't be rush hour 5 without 5 o'clock traffic. That's what it is. Rush hour 5 o'clock traffic.
Listen, Jackie Chan is at the age now where I am not saying in any stretch of the imagination that he cannot continue to do the same stunts that he did in the original Rush Hour trilogy, but I think he's at an age to where he should not be doing that same type of stunt work that he was doing in the original Rush Hour trilogy. He needs to be taking care of himself.
Jackie Chan is a phenomenal conditioned senior citizen.
Is he? Okay.
Jackie Chan and Chris Tucker is going to get together and they're going to make magic happen. You'll see. You'll see.
Sure. Yeah. Okay. I believe it when I see it.
You're right, because there's supposed to be another Friday too. We'll see.
Oh, God. Why? Hey. Why?
Because we love the characters.
Yeah, but the characters are middle aged now, and they shouldn't have the same demeanors.
Give them children, same like they do with all IP, right? Superman got a son, Batman got a son, Batman has a daughter, which
I did not know that Batman had a daughter.
I seen the iteration of Crisis on Infinite Earth. They made Huntress his daughter.
Oh wait, they did that in there was a '90s show, Birds of Prey, and Huntress was his daughter in that show, but I don't think she had the Wayne last name.
Well, she's Selena Kyle's daughter, and you know, Selena Kyle ain't about to let Bruce just raise. He's crazy. He's jumping off of rooftops and beating up insane asylum people. None of these guys go to jail. They go to Arkham. They're clearly something's wrong with them. He's a billionaire beating up on mentally challenged patients.
I mean, essentially, yeah.
Yeah, so there you go. He's our hero.
When did that show come out in other media?
Which one?
The Birds of Prey show.
That was actually a good show.
I never watched it.
Aisha, what was her name? Aisha Tyler? I forget her name.
Was she a part of that?
I could be missaying the wrong name.
I vaguely remember Aisha Tyler being in some superhero something. So that was in
But
2002. It's a TV series starring Ashley Scott, Dina Meyer, Rachel
maybe it was
Scarston,
Ashley Scott.
Shamar Moore, Ian Abercrombie, Mia Sarah. But yeah, that was so this was supposed to be in the same universe as Tim Burton's Batman.
I didn't get that. I'm not gonna say that.
Well, I'm just saying that's with the TV show. This because the suits that were used, they in the trailers for the show they used footage of Michael Keaton and Michelle Pfeiffer from Batman Returns.
Mm.
And so the plot was Gotham City, several years after Gotham City was abandoned by Batman. Uh, this was Selina's daughter, Helena Kyle, the Huntress, what took over the war on crime in the absence of Batman. It was joined by Black Canary. Alfred was there. She was there to serve as butler to Helena because she was the heiress to the Wayne estate, being Bruce Wayne's daughter. So yes, so still following essentially the same storyline.
Hmm. Hmm.
Huntress, Oracle, Black Canary,
The
and
girls get
Harley
it done.
Quinn. Yeah,
The girls get it done show.
essentially. And I think it only lasted one season. 13 episodes. That was it.
We reference all that to say this, Spider. Creature Commandos is underneath that Disney. I mean, not Disney. Excuse me. That Warner Brothers umbrella
It is.
with Batman
Yes.
in James Gunn new DCU because it's supposed to have been a DCU. I don't know why we had all those extra letters the first time.
Well, because it was because you had at
DCEU.
that point you had the all of the iterations of the DCEU of Man of Steel, Batman v Superman, Wonder Woman, then the Justice League, Aquaman, all of that was combined in the DCEU. But as all of that was happening, you still had the other Batman movies that were coming out. So you
Elseworld
had
movies.
what?
Elseworld. Elseworld movies.
I mean, that's what they're calling them now, yeah. But they weren't within that DCEU continuity.
But we have that now still.
We do.
Because
Yeah. No, I'm not saying that we don't
Peacemaker
have it.
happened.
Peacemaker is still part of DCU.
Right. So it was a part of the DCEU too, the tail end of it.
Yeah.
Or are we saying that the end of the Snyderverse was the end of the DCEU?
But here's the thing,
What's that?
even though we still have Peacemaker being part of the DCU, just like you said, it was part of the DCEU because we got that cameo at the end of Peacemaker where we did have Jason Momoa's Aquaman show up.
Nah.
And Ezra Miller's Flash show up.
Nah. What we're going to do is we're going to chop off straight castrate. I'm talking about eliminate that whole post credit scene. Didn't happen.
It wasn't even a post credit scene. It was happening in the middle of the scene where they were leaving after they destroyed the butterfly colony. They were leaving. The Justice League shows up afterwards, and Peacemaker walks by. Was like, "Yeah, nice timing, assholes."
Right. Late to the game. I think Aquaman's still sleeping with fish, platonically.
We don't know.
But that didn't happen. We're taking that part out. Just Peacemaker happened, and everything that happened with the character of Peacemaker and
everything that happened
Flag,
in the Suicide Squad happened too. That's all canon.
Also canon. So that happened. Starfish happened.
Yeah.
Like all that happened. But Superman didn't happen. Justice League didn't happen.
No.
Because the Justice League hasn't formed yet. In this show, the Sons of Themyscira exist.
Yeah.
But they talk about Themyscira like it's a mythical place. So that means Wonder Woman. It's not
Wonder Woman isn't
yet.
public yet. Yeah.
So it doesn't mean she's been here since the '60s, and or maybe
I
she
mean,
has, but we didn't get that story
I
yet.
mean,
Well,
as the
she's
movie,
immortal.
so she was public to the society since what, the First World War. So that was
But
like
she's not running in the
1912.
mall in the '80s,
Yeah, we didn't get
hula
that
hooping around, you know, nonsense.
right.
So she has to get established. How he's gonna bring her in, and when I say he, I mean James Gunn. I guess we should just go ahead and peel this banana back from the top,
Yeah, we're
Spider.
going to be talking about Creature Commandos. We're doing a full season review of it. Is there confirmed season 2 for Creature Commandos?
100%.
All right. So first season of Creature Commandos. We're talking about it. So let's dive in.
James Gunn has taken over at DC, and clearly other studios are afraid.
Are they?
James Gunn track record was never bad. It's kind of like the whole Jonathan Major situation. You may say what you want about his character, but his acting
His work.
is on
Oh,
point.
Jonathan Majors. Yeah.
Yeah. So James Gunn got fired from Disney for some old tweets.
Mm-hmm.
Notice I said Disney, not Marvel. Disney. For some old tweets that were really off the wall. He remained quiet, complacent about it, and did his thing. Warner Brothers, who hit or miss on their DC EU
Yeah.
Snyder nonsense, took that opportunity. Well, I say that because the guy really said he doesn't like superheroes. He wanted to dismantle and tear them down. And this is the guy that you hired to direct your cinematic superhero universe.
Talking
It
about
just,
Snyder?
uh-huh.
Oh, I never really paid
You
too
know,
much attention to
I'm
Snyder's
I try not to
interviews.
either. I try not to either. But when you're attacking the the characters I love, I don't understand why this hate exists.
Yeah.
Go back to making the stuff that you love to do.
Well, I mean, isn't
That
that why he
just
went back to Netflix and started doing all of his Army of the Dead, and what was the other one that he just did?
I don't know.
Because he did what did he do? That he did the animated thing, and then there was a live action 2-part thing. I don't remember what either the name of either of them was.
No, you hit your height and your stardom from running a franchise into the ground, and then you have
Rebel
personal
Moon
issues
was
that you
one, and the other
blamed
was
it on.
Twilight of the Gods,
Well,
both on Netflix.
I can tell you 100% I'm not interested in either one of those. And that's just me. That's just Mr. VIP Frankie
I was
Washington
about to
Bacon.
start watching Twilight of the Gods on Netflix while I was on a flight,
Okay.
but of course it was rated TVMA,
Okay.
and yeah, had to turn that off like 10 minutes into the first episode because there was a
Oh,
kid sitting next to me.
that is horrible, but I understand. I am intrigued to see what the story is about now because I tried to watch Rebel Moon and immediately fell off.
Yeah, I heard a lot of things that a lot of negativity about Rebel Moon.
James Gunn is in a power position, and a lot of other studios are scared because James Gunn is a guy that's in our fandom. He's a part of our culture. He appreciates superheroes, but more importantly, he appreciates good storytelling.
Yeah,
And you've seen it in his work. Guardians, the trilogy, and the spin-off Christmas special all take notice. A Christmas special take notice because he filled it with impactful information. It wasn't just a special for a special. Though the information wasn't that mind blowing, it was relative information that
I
pushed
mean,
the
I would say
needle
it was
forward
probably mind blowing for some.
for some.
For the general
Yeah,
audience,
for
was
those that
probably
didn't have the eagle
a
eye
big
that
reveal.
didn't see it inside of Guardians of the Galaxy 2
Right.
ego conversation. Yeah, if you didn't catch it there, it's stamp, sign, and approve that uh, Peter Quill and Mantis are brother and sister. So if you didn't see it, there you go. So he understands storytelling. This is no different.
Right.
These Creature Commandos, their characters, they should have story. And even though James has set up the universe saying this first, they're not doing phases, they're doing chapters. This first chapters is gods and monsters.
Yeah.
So fitting that he's using monsters, but they're not the worst in the universe.
Right. They're monsters in the sense of their monstrosities, but not just that they're monstrous people or monstrous beings. They're monster by appearance, not necessarily by character.
Exactly. But they could do monstrous things as well.
Yes, they absolutely can.
At any given point in time, they could dip right into that monster bag, and you're not surprised because they are monsters.
Right.
James Gunn has a knack of doing this. We've seen this already. He's not losing. His ability, his superpower is to take obscure characters that no one really gives two craps about and make them household names. He's done it with the Guardians. He's expanded the Guardians, and he's still done it with the Guardians. But at the same time,
also did it with Peacemaker.
He's done it with Peacemaker. Nobody was looking for Peacemaker before James Gunn touched it.
Not.
If you see the design is dorky, but he made it cool. Those Peacemaker helmets look crazy to wear, but you see Comic-Con people copy. You haven't seen a crazy helmet like that since Judge Dredd. It looked crazy.
Yeah, I mean,
But
Judge
now-
Dredd, I feel like essentially was just a modified motorcycle helmet.
Yeah, look crazy. Like, where's your bike? I don't have.
I am the law.
I am the law. I am the law. Love that dude.
I gotta watch that again. It was a trash movie, but it was still enjoyable.
Right? But at the same time, this is his formula. And you can see from the Superman trailer, you're not just going to get Superman. You're going to get maybe the official Justice League Society or any type of group with an official name, but you see there's clearly other metahumans there.
Right. Clearly,
Superman
this is not
there,
in just an origin story.
Girl there, and Mr. Terrific is there. These are metahumans, intelligent and clever and gifted by nature. We're gonna get an assembly of a team, which is appreciated, but I feel like it's cheating, Spider, because you're not getting that solo independent character film to make your film stand out apart from everything else.
Black Adam did it.
What? Threw the character in the trash?
No, I'm saying no. It had the movie. The movie title was about the titular character, but you still had a supporting cast of superpowered individuals to build out the entire cast of the movie.
But see, that's what I'm asking you. That's the question. Is it cheating?
Is it cheating? No, I don't think it's cheating.
You're going to the movie to see Superman.
Right.
And how Superman overcomes this situation. What you're going to get is Superman and Friends, which, again, you appreciate because you're fans of these other characters as well. James Gunn says he's not doing origin stories.
Right. Because we don't need an origin story. Everybody knows who Superman
don't need an origin story.
It's just like with Spider-Man.
The 60s.
It's just like with Spider-Man, just like with Batman. If we get another, we got the Batman. The Batman was not necessarily an origin story. Robert Pattinson, that Bruce Wayne, was already Batman, albeit a younger Batman, kind of in his sort of year 1, year 2 type area. But this is not, we got to see Martha die again.
Please
see
don't.
the pearls fall again.
We're done with the pearls.
But
I don't even think. I think the pearl sales went down.
Like, we sick of pearls. We don't want to see
Don't
pearls
buy
ever
me
again.
no pearls. I ain't Martha Wayne. Save Martha's pearls.
But yeah, so we know Superman came from Krypton. We know he crash landed in Smallville, Kansas. We know he became a reporter at the Daily Planet. We know that he falls in love with Lois Lane. I think we'll still get a beginning
Hey, listen,
relationship with all of that. We sort
listen.
of we getting the beginnings of him being in Metropolis, maybe, but it's definitely not like an origin. This is the first time Superman has ever been seen.
Earth is a huge place. Don't let the people tell you it's not. All right, whether it's
Mm-hmm.
flat or round, it's pretty big.
Jesus Christ, don't start that.
And Superman crash lands here. And the biggest relationship that's known for Superman is Superman and Lois Lane. Love
Yeah,
how Smallville took it from the LL to
Lana
Lana
Lang. Yeah.
Lane. Yeah, so sounds like he running through a family. I'm just saying,
No, it's two different last names, Lang and Lane.
um, Superman got to have some different love interests, man. Like you have the ability to do whatever you want, and you telling me when Lois mad at you because you ain't take the trash out with super speed, and now your whole day bummed out. I'm just saying, this is a large bill. Maybe that's why he didn't do Superman by himself. Like you know. But if that's the code, Spider, isn't that cheating? You said no, but at the same
No,
time,
it's
he
not
can't
cheating.
just have Superman and friends. They like everybody has to have something going on. If we're telling this, I want to know when Hawk Girl, go meet John Stewart.
Well, here's my
Let's
thing,
be
and why I say that it's not cheating, because as of right now, we don't know the role that Guy Gardner and Hawk Girl and Mr. Terrific, we don't know the role that they're going to play in the film. We don't know how big of a role they're going to play in the film. So, for however long the runtime is for Superman, it could be just a fraction of that time we get to spend with these characters, and it could be mostly just about Superman. So
if it's not a
I don't think
Superman centric story, I feel like it's cheating. You're reestablishing the universe. You're taking the titular character, like the graded the character, and you're giving them a B squad to make famous. Oh, don't get me wrong. All of these characters are fire in their own regard. Mister Terrific is like again a genius within himself. Hawk Girl is one of the baddest fighters, and then Guy Gardner is one of the I would say he's the Wolverine-ish of the
of the
Green Lanterns.
Lanterns.
He got a little attitude. He
But
got a
I
little
feel like
he's a heart of
that
gold.
in of itself, I know because James Gunn has said, especially when he got the question about post credit scenes, he said that if there's going to be a post credit scene, he didn't confirm or deny whether there was going to be one in Superman or not. But he said if there's going to be a post credit scene, it's not going to be, oh, I'm introducing this new character to announce the next movie or the next TV show. He's like, post credit scenes are going to be something for the audience to just have fun with the character that they've already spent time with in this film. So he's not going to use a post credit scene to just use it as marketing for the next project. But I do believe that we already know that there's going to be a Lanterns TV show coming out. So having Guy Gardner in this film will probably segue to Guy Gardner being in the Lanterns TV show, and whoever we get as Hal Jordan and John Stewart in the Lanterns TV show. I'm
Yeah, you
sure
merged them
Nathan
together like
Fillion will
that.
probably show up as Guy Gardner in the TV show.
He has been synonymous to saying the same characters are going to carry out their career through. Which, if you're an actor, that's great news.
Yeah.
Um, you're doing the iteration of this character. You and I talked about that recently because ain't no way that Ryan Reynolds is not Deadpool. There's no way Hugh Jackman is not Wolverine. There's no way Tom Hiddleston is not Loki. So there's Chris Evans. We can go on and on. But as an actor, that's security, and I don't think see anybody taken away from that. Spider, I hear they're mad with James Gunn
Some people are.
because he put his animated self into the credits,
Yeah. Some people saw it as being very egotistical.
even though the edit is clearly there for Easter egg purposes.
People don't realize that. People don't see that. Because one,
This is
if
it's
they're
that
watching the
reality again.
intro, like I say, if they're watching the intro, because there is a skip intro button, you see it once, they're like, okay, every intro is going to be the same, and they skip it, so they don't realize that. Two, unless you already know that that's happening, you are not pausing it trying to find a freeze frame of what's going on his laptop before
But it's
you
so
watch the episode.
interesting because it's so blink and you miss it. It's
Right.
not even word pausing unless you're in that culture of breakdowns and things of that nature.
Yeah. So
I don't understand this,
for
Spider.
the people who are upset about him doing that, they never took that as a consideration as that there might be a reason behind it.
If that's your gripe about this show, and that's your only gripe about this show,
I call that a
I think
success.
I think you I think you should watch something else.
I
you
mean,
sh- like
if that's your
go
only
watch
complaint about the
Paint
show, then I
Dry.
mean, I feel like you feel like the show was good in all other aspects.
But you hate James Gunn now. Like, how dare you
People
put
hate watch
yourself
stuff
in the
all the time.
cast?
People will literally watch an MCU movie and go to all the message boards and just scream about how much they hate it and then be first in line for the next MCU movie.
Because they gotta make sure it compares to the last level of hate that they. I don't hate this one as much as I hate Madam Web.
I guarantee you that there were all the what do we call them, the man babies that complained
Man,
about
baby.
She-Hulk still watched Agatha all along and probably complained about that too.
Well, you can't complain about Agatha all along unless you
People
just
have
don't like
complained about Agatha all along.
you just don't like witches. That's what it is. You just don't like
The
witches.
haters will hate, and no matter what they're hating on, haters
They
will hate.
got one qualification. It just got
It's just gotta
they
hate.
just got they just got one job. It's not even hard for them. It's like, I only gotta hate. This is one thing I
They
gotta
just
do.
wake up. They brush their teeth with hate
Arr,
paste. They
arr,
comb their hair with hate gel. They put on their hate
arr.
outfit and sit behind a hate laptop and just hate all day.
Keys, hate. Send.
Exactly.
I need to be heard.
Work done.
It's my outlet.
Go eat their hate sandwich
I hate this.
and
I
drink
hate the
their
taste.
hate energy drink. But
Okay,
anyway, we're talking
so-
about Creature Commandos.
right.
How do you
But-
feel about because we've talked about this
How
on
you
many
wanna break
other
it down?
Disney
How you
Plus
wanna break
shows?
it down?
We could just talk about the whole
But it's
the
not
whole
a
thing.
Disney Plus
No.
show.
What I'm saying is that what do you feel about the 7 episodes? Because we've already talked about that, that famous range of between 6 and 9 episodes for these shows, and how we feel like it doesn't give enough time to flesh out the story, or sometimes you might have an episode that was one too many, and you just like, you could have used this episode for so much more, but you filled it with nonsense, and then you rushed everything in the final episode. So Creature Commandos has 7 episodes. What do you feel? How do you feel about the episode count?
I feel fucking cheated. I'm gonna be honest with you, Spider. I feel fucking cheated. I feel like you could have got 9. Now it's a challenge. Yeah, I'm looking out for the animators and the people that need their work. Disney, Warner Brothers got it. They got that money. They got some money. That Patterson Batman wasn't that bad. They got it. I mean, I don't like my Batman to be a junkie.
Warner,
But,
Warner Brothers is
Keeping up
famous,
with
or
it,
at
doing it.
least in the streaming era. Warner Brothers is famous, and Max, the streaming platform, because I don't think Warner Brothers has any
Hey.
other streaming platform besides Max. Do they?
Max is killing it.
No, Max
brought
is
you-
killing it, but Max, the shows on Max that some were successful but still got canceled. You have some that were in
What you talking
progress. What was
We
that
talking
they
about got
canceled?
canceled.
I can't even remember the name of the show.
Don't you hurt my heart right now, Spider? Don't you do it? I gotta find out who you talking about, because that's what Warner Brothers DC be packing the quality content.
Yeah, well, they were working on Batgirl, and they canceled that before that was even done filming.
Yeah, there was a reason for that.
Which was
You want to know the reason? Okay, well, the suit, man, the suit didn't test well. Now,
okay.
if you ask me, they could have easily just changed the suit. But if you need an excuse to try to cancel a show, you might as well say the suit sucked.
I feel like Our Flag Means Death was one that was highly regarded as a
I don't
great
know
show.
anything about this one.
That was the
I don't
Taika
know anything.
Waititi show about the pirates.
Oh well, the world hates Tiger Waititi right now, so
True.
he has a long way to come back. But
Warrior was another one that got canceled.
the movie with
No, the
Tom
TV
Hardy,
show.
I'm not familiar with that one either.
It was a kung fu fighting type show.
Listen, if James Gunn didn't approve it, it ain't happening. That's it. This is James Gunn universe now, and other studios are scared because he's successfully taken characters that we didn't care about and made us care about them. Whether he did it intentionally or accidentally, you care more about Rick Flag Sr. because you know Rick Flag Jr. died.
Yeah,
You care. You care because you know Amanda Waller has somehow made it out the DCEU and walk right into the DCU, and we appreciate that because Viola Davis is killing this character.
absolutely.
Nobody else is Amanda Waller, and that's a character that again was not an A stream main list character till Batman came across her, and she was like this official,
Because I'm
and he
trying to
was
remember how much did
who
we
he
get
was.
before we got into Suicide Squad in a DCEU, the first Suicide Squad. How much did we get Amanda Waller? And I know we had Amanda Waller in some episodes of Batman the
We
Animated
had
Series.
Amanda Waller in Batman the Animated Series. We also had her in
Was she in Justice League or Justice League Unlimited?
off and on. Don't quote me on it. I want to say yes, and she was in Batman Beyond. I know that
And
for a
yeah,
fact.
definitely know
In
she
the
was in Batman
older
Beyond.
one. And I think she might have touched some movies. I don't remember which series that I
She
watched. She
was
was with
in Green Lantern.
the
Angela
one
Bassett
was.
played her in Green Lantern.
This is true. The one that I seen, she was. She overthrew her colleague. He was the general, and she ended up.
That was My Adventures with Superman.
There you go. She was in that too.
Yeah. So I mean, but that's post Suicide Squad. I'm talking about
Okay,
before we saw
okay.
Viola Davis as Amanda Waller. Like she
Before we
wasn't,
saw
like
her
you said,
kill
she
it,
wasn't a household name
right?
prior to that. We saw her in a couple
Till
episodes of
Viola
some
Davis put
things.
her hands on him. She
Right.
took that stamp on that thing. She was like, "This, I got this. Y'all go do something else. I got this."
But
And Angela
yeah, so
Bassett said,
and they
"Yeah, I'll
even
go be the, I'll go be a queens. It's
they
okay."
even mention it. Yeah, the Woman King. Yeah, but they even mention it is like we didn't think that you would be continuing on with Task Force X, operations
Right.
since your daughter ratted you out to all of
Canon,
America, canon from Peacemaker.
canon
So
for
that's what we're
Peacemaker.
talking about. This whole DCEU/DCU crossover. Like James Gunn has been very selective of the things that he wants to bring over, but of course, it's still all from projects that he's written
He
directed.
did.
Yeah,
They scared because it has no other choice but to build out.
right.
And even though he can't do it all, he can't. He's directing Superman.
Mm-hmm.
He directed the Creature Commandos and had wrote it.
Well, he
Um,
didn't direct the episodes; he wrote the episodes.
no, Sam. Sam's so good. Sam Lou.
Yeah, because it was Matt Peters and Sam Liu. They were the co-directors on all the episodes.
Sam Lou been a beast. Been a
Because what else
beast.
is he worked on?
Oh, you look that list up. That list long. Sam been a beast out
Oh,
here.
I
He was
already know
holding it
that.
down for the animated side of DC. So when James Gunn, I guess they had that conversation, he like, say less, Sam, I got you. And let that boy work. Let him cook. Let Sam cook. Get it? Okay, never mind. So it's clear that he has a plan. Maybe more of a plan than the competition has. I won't even say their name, even though I've said it so many times. But as of right now, the challenge that he has is so new over there. It's far from. I mean, Marvel's not looking at them as a threat at all. I mean, they saying congratulations to James, no love lost. They're going to continue to build a cinematic universe. They got Robert Downey Jr. to come back to do at least 3 more films, if not 2 more.
Yeah.
They're good. They're not even paying attention to him.
Yeah, he's done a
But
lot of
Sam,
yeah, a lot of DC
yeah,
animated
yeah,
work.
he's the king, and not just did the work. Those shows outside of one, I won't say which one, are really good. You got one dud in there. I'm not gonna. It's just my opinion. It's just my opinion, which the dud is.
I
But
mean, every people can't be perfect.
well, I think there's a lot of other things that had a part to play in it because Sam don't really drop duds, so there could have been behind the scenes shenanigans at play. Point what I'm saying is you got quality people. You got James Gunn. He brings quality product. You put these people together and you say, let's play. And then you
Mm-hmm.
get Creature Commandos. Obscured characters, not really obscured because everybody knows the characters. They're in the public domain. Mary Shelley's Frankenstein, The
Yeah,
Bride of Frankenstein,
but I
The
mean,
Creature from the Lagoon.
after you get those, after you get beyond those, I mean, because if you didn't watch Suicide Squad, you maybe not be familiar with Weasel.
Mm,
Doctor Phosphorus may not be familiar with Doctor Phosphorus, but
yeah,
GI Robot. That's something
nope,
people. If you
that's new.
haven't read the Creature Commandos
Creature
comics,
Commandos.
then you
Hmm.
won't really know who GI Robot is.
And he likes to kill Nazis, so you really
He
can't.
is very
You
adamant
really,
about killing Nazis.
you really can't disagree with him because who doesn't want to kill Nazis? They're the most hated people in existence. Easy, easy.
That's a
You think?
conversation for off this podcast.
Well, I'm just saying that's the reason why Indiana Jones go back to the Nazis so much. That's why Captain America was Nazi based. It's because it's an easy villain. To unanimously, we all dislike this one person. We all know why. Let's go. So it's an easy narrative to spin.
That the number of supporters are growing.
For Nazis?
Yes, in
That's
2025,
scary.
yes, it is growing.
That that's scary.
Yes, it is horrifying. But
Guess we
that's
need
like I said,
Cap to come
that's
on
another
back
topic
and
for conversation outside of this podcast.
whew, got thick in here. Real 88. All
But
right.
the premise of the entire series is that there's this country Pokolistan, and there
Yeah, I've heard of
is
it.
a we see that there's news broadcast that Cersei the sorceress is attacking. She's amassed the sons of Themyscira who are supporting Cersei because Cersei says that she's the rightful ruler of Themyscira, and she's going through Pokolistan in order to, I guess, like amass more power. And so Amanda Waller sends, she can't send out people, metahuman
No,
people
no, she's
anymore
not allowed to do
because
too much
the
protest.
government has told her she has to cease all Task Force X activities. But so she gets around that by enlisting the aid
Creating Task
of
Force
monsters
M.
and creating Task Force
Yeah.
M, led by Rick Flag Sr. And so they go to Pokolistan. They meet with the princess. They try to they fail. They fail. They succeed in protecting her from Cersei. They capture Cersei, arrest her, bring her back. Cersei says that
Not
she has a
without
vision.
conflict within itself, which is very
True.
Suicide Squad ish.
Yes.
Dr. Phosphorus damn near killed Rick Flag Sr.
Try to.
And then
Failed.
they were cool.
Yeah, and then they figured it out. But so Cersei has a vision, says that she wasn't just trying to kill the princess to overthrow her. She had a vision that the princess was going to bring about the end of the world. She was
Yep.
going to amass an army. She was going to attack the United States, kill the president, and then take over the planet.
Dude, she killed everybody. She had the top,
Everybody.
the trio right there
She had
on
Superman
sticks.
crucified. She had Batman on the pike. She had Wonder
It
Woman
was
on the
on
pike.
pikes.
She had Judo Master up there.
He
Peacemaker was
dead.
dead on the ground.
With his legs severed. Man, they didn't show no love to that dude.
None. But yeah, so Waller is like, well, damn. Well, we made a mistake in saving her life, so now we need to go back and kill her. And so she
Yep.
sends Task Force M back to kill the
Wallace to the
princess.
point, man. She's to the point. She don't have no play in her.
She got a little bit of play in her. She got a
Little bit.
a little bit. She's
That witchy
the
poo.
witchy poo.
That caught me off guard. I was ready for that.
What did she say? Like witchy poo and general tomfoolery or something like that.
Maleficent.
Yeah, you're being charged with 2 counts of witchy poo and Maleficent in the 3rd degree. And then the Economos is like, yeah, and Bette Miller from that witch movie. It's like, Bette Miller's an actor, not a character. and Flag is like, he means hocus pocus. Still, not a character. It's like, even when she's making a joke, she's like, if you're going to joke with me, you got to come correct with your jokes.
Come with it. Pay attention. I love this. Listen, Viola Davis is the glue that's holding this bad boy together.
Absolutely.
Consistent throughout all of it. All right.
But
let her be the bedrock.
And like you mentioned, with James Gunn not being a stranger to writing good stories, in the midst of us having this overarching mission to protect the princess and then come back and kill the princess, we get to learn in each episode about the different members of Task Force M. We learn about the Bride. We learn about G.I. Robot. We learn about Frankenstein, who's not a part of the team, but is becoming a bigger part of these episodes in his pursuit of the Bride. And we learn about Nino. We learn about Weasel. We learn about Dr. Phosphorus. We don't really get too much backstory on Flag, except for the little tidbits of stuff that he tells the princess about, like the wars he's fought in, or the, where he got his different scars from. But man, if these, and we talked about at the top of the show about how they're monsters in appearance, but not monster in their character, because the Bride, though she may look like the Bride of Frankenstein, she looks like she's a zombie come back to life. When we see her like flashback into her life, like she was just literally trying to just live a normal life. We see like some 1800s, something like that. She was like just a street vendor, and everywhere she goes, Frankenstein finds her. They get into a fight, and then she has to relocate. Like, she wasn't trying to be a monster. Nina wasn't trying to be a monster. Nina was trying to live her life before society found her, made her into an urban legend, and then of course, law enforcement come and they capture her, they take her in. Dr. Phosphorus was trying to raise money for cancer research, borrow money from the wrong people, then gets turned into a walking nuclear reactor almost. We see Weasel. Weasel looks like just a dumb, absent-minded animal, but we see that he had a connection with these kids, just like a pet. And because some mushroom farmer or something, why was this dude in the middle of the forest just picking mushrooms next to a school?
You know that's the psychedelic mushrooms. I know it is. I know, you can't lie and tell me.
So he had to be on some kind of trip or something. Well, at least
it made sense. Why else you standing at the top of the stairs? You won't let the little girl get out.
Exactly. Like, your first priority should be, okay, these kids are in danger. Let me get the kids out of the building. Nope. Shoot first, ask questions later. And then you're an awful shot.
You never shot that thing. You're a mushroom herder. Go back to herding mushrooms.
And so Weasel was trying to save the kids, and ends up getting caught in a fray with the cops. They shoot him. Also, Weasel got shot like 8 times but didn't die.
He don't die. I don't understand.
Weasel is a survivor. We saw in the Suicide Squad, Weasel couldn't swim, but still ended up making it out alive. Somehow Weasel survives.
Regenerates some type of way. He comes back. His consciousness leaves and comes back. I don't know. James Gunn's gonna have to explain that one, because he just don't die.
No, but I gotta say, out of all of the like backstories, it's hard to pick like a favorite out of all of them. I really enjoyed Dr. Phosphorus. I enjoyed his story. Nina's story was heartbreaking.
Extremely. Because
Like
she wasn't
when they're
violent at all.
taking her her dad got shot. Like she couldn't
In
even
front of
cry
her.
out for him because
For loving him. Her.
she can't breathe the air, and so she's just like wheezing, just like you can't even cry because you're basically suffocating at the point while you watch your father die. And again, cops just taking shots for no reason. If you have a crime scene and it is, even though it wasn't really a crime scene, but if you have a crime scene and somebody goes across the police tape, you're just gonna shoot that person instead of, because it was like what, 8 other cops around, instead of trying to restrain him, you're just gonna shoot him in the back.
This is America. This is America.
Yeah, you're right.
That cop's on vacation, paid right now.
Okay? He's on paid leave right now.
Paid leave right now. That guy that came across that barricade pushed an officer.
Assaulting a uniformed service member.
You do not assault an officer and live to tell that tale. You are hostile. We don't care if that's your fish girlfriend or fish
didn't even get the questions. Fish sister. Could have been your fish mother. We don't know.
Shoot him in the back. Kill shot. You can talk to it. It's telepathy. We don't care. And now we're going to lunch. You see, they were just standing there afterwards. Like, what do we do now? Go to lunch.
Nothing.
It's a monsters versus gods.
Yeah.
Who are the monsters? That's the question James is asking.
Men are the monsters. I mean, it really seems like humans were the monsters.
At the same time, Dr. Phosphorus took a guy's whole mouth and throat out when he
went to quiet him, he like and the air just goes through his face. And like the other guys that was in the tank, he flipped them off and put his middle fingers through that.
Oh my God, that was funny. It's like you can't even do nothing. You just see it happen, and then the momentum of the tank is going. I just gotta stand here.
Right.
The last thing you see, and he just walks off. I have no idea how his powers work, because he clearly can touch who he wants to touch and then burn who he wants to burn.
Right.
And it's so interesting that Weasel bit him and Weasel mouth burned, but he actually penetrated Phosphorus' skin.
God, it's just, like I said, it's just that they were all done so well, and it's like the only one that I would probably say my least favorite one was probably Frankenstein's backstory, because I didn't care much for Frankenstein as a character. Just the first of all, David Harbour absolutely killed it as Frankenstein.
It's his year.
Oh yeah,
it's David Harbour's year. It's the last couple years really since Stranger Things dropped.
But him,
the Gran Turismo movie, he's working.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. But he did
Hellboy. It's his year.
I never saw that one.
They didn't really care for that.
Yeah, I can imagine he played the character very well, but I still never saw that one.
Yeah, it's writing. It has nothing to do with him. Gotcha. It's his year. I'm gonna give it to him.
Yeah, but no, the acting behind the character was perfect. The delusional lover who felt that just because this being was created for me, that she'll have the same feelings that I exhibit for her, and just completely oblivious to anything contrary to that feeling. And it's like,
he's your Drax. He's your Drax to destroy.
I feel like
literally.
I feel like Drax wasn't that bad, because Drax, you could at least change Drax's mind. You could reason with Drax. Drax could learn and see, like, okay, my viewpoint.
Drax did learn.
I mean, he did.
Ass kicked by Ron, the accuser.
He did say he was stupid. He admitted his mistakes. He said that he was wrong. No, but see, like I said, Drax was able to learn. Frankenstein. Inability to grasp simple concepts. He thinks
just
that
out here killing old ladies
for no reason. There was literally no reason he had to kill that woman.
He don't want the women to be sad when they leave. When he leave, he know he gonna leave. He tell them he gonna leave, and then they won't hang on. He's only for one woman, the bride. that don't want him at
I
all.
I I just felt
It's
like
on site, Spider. You know what? I hate you so much. It's on site.
So does that mean that he's gonna kill this other old woman? Like they nurse him back to health, and he
Yeah,
just kills him
yeah.
when he leaves?
100%. Her days are numbered. As soon as
Jesus.
he's healthy enough. If you go back and watch when he's holding the gun,
Oh yeah, he pointed it right at the back of her
he's
head,
pointing at her. He's like, I could just think it,
and
and
it just
you're
happens.
dead.
And then she, I forget what she said, but he was like, "I still have the gun. Don't make me shoot you, old woman." And then she just laughed about it, like, "No, he's serious." You
Yeah,
about
she
2
can't
seconds.
see. She's blind. She can't see. The gun is actually pointed towards her. He's horrible, but it's that
That's your
horrible.
monster.
Well, he's definitely uncouth, but
Do you
he
think that
saved
Frankenstein has any
saved
redeemable
Black
qualities?
in this show.
Yeah.
Hell no. This iteration, no. He kills old ladies.
Yeah.
The fact, you know what?
He kills
We haven't
everybody.
seen that.
That
we
time
haven't
cab
seen
driver
that
was
dog.
terrified.
We haven't seen that
Oh,
dog since he walked off
yeah,
with it.
that dog is dead.
So
If the dog is not dead from Frankenstein killing it, is dead from neglect. Because I don't know when's the last time he was back there. Because when he first got caught, he was on a yacht somewhere.
Yeah, he has money. He has a wealth of resources. But yet and still, it seems as though, he's just on his own looking for his bride.
Right.
Which
And here's my thing: how was he able to track her down every other time? But I guess because she was locked up at Bel Rev, that's why he didn't know where she was.
Yeah.
Okay.
And she probably voluntarily wanted to be locked up to
get away from him. Because
site,
like you said,
This
on
dude
site.
came
As
through
soon
the
as
window.
as soon as he showed his face, already out. She's like, I don't have words for you, just bullets.
I'm sick of him. Sick of if Stalker had a name. It's not Mr. VIP Frankie Washington. It's just Frankie Stein. Frankenstein. This dude came through like, hey, there's a party, making all that noise. She opened it up, and came down and stalk a piece of shit.
Rick is on the phone with the princess. He's like, tell her about me. Tell her I'm your best friend. And then he gets off the phone. He's like, you didn't say anything about me. Like, that's not about you.
When he threw that temper tantrum and she was like, you need to hide. I don't even give a shit no more.
This is a stupid plan. What does this have to do with my bride?
David Harbour killed this dude. It's like,
and then him laying on the floor and then like the top part of his shoulder still showing. Zero fucks. Gave zero fucks.
Staying true to that character throughout the whole iteration.
Absolutely.
Is what pushes it.
That's why I say it. The acting of the character itself was great, but the character, I thought the character is not bad because the character is what the character is supposed to be, but I just didn't like it because I hated it. I hate that. I hate that delusional.
Of a good character.
I mean, yes, it was so good that he made me hate him. That delusional.
Lawrence Fishburne couldn't get work after goddamn What's Love got to do with it with Angela Bassett. He was just that good. That much. They hated it. Hey, you ain't see him work again till The Matrix. That was a career revival.
Yeah.
He's more known for Morpheus than Ike Turner. If you go back and look at Ike Turner,
another iconic character, just to move away from that.
There was some time in between. Y'all had to forget about Ike. Eat the cake, anime. I'm like, God damn, Lawrence Fishburne. If you don't get an award, you go get a whooping or something.
People start seeing him on the street. I saw what you did to Tina.
Ma'am, that is acting. I saw what you did. Oh man, but here we go, because you do have characters that stand out true to themselves. I mean, even the situation with Rick Flag, he tried to be professional about it. He came in, the princess moved her advancements on him. He backed off. We're not here for that.
That lasted what, all of a night?
Hey man, look, they made no secret about her being attractive, and she throwing it at is a princess. Spider, it's a princess throwing it at you.
Right.
Just give him 6 minutes. Wait, not even.
Not even 60. He said, give him 30 seconds. You know what? Like, you know
30
what?
seconds.
Maybe a minute.
With his age, banging that thing out. He's letting y'all to know. And here's the other thing. James Gunn understands this. He's making content for industry of various ranges, but
Right.
understand that this is not PG-13. He's making stories.
Yeah.
And if the younger ones who maybe want to see this, don't let the animation, the
Yeah.
fact that
Just because it's an animated
fool
show, no, this is very TVMA.
when they came out with the rating systems for video games and media, TV shows, and so forth, that's where you lost your ability to say, "Hey, family friendly" in a regard of something like this, because the label is there and it says TVMA. In fact, I think there was a nude scene in one of the first 2 episodes.
I would say partial nudity. It wasn't like just
yeah, the
full.
bride was getting it on with her creator.
Yeah.
Um, Which, in a regard, that's kind of weird within itself, right?
It is very weird.
It's taboo-ish
That's like
because you created her, but at the same time, she's not related to you.
true.
She's not even human.
Also true. Well, she's parts of different humans.
She's a collective. Does that
So
come from a menage?
where does her enhanced strength come from? Because she's super strong.
She is strong. She's strong. She's fast. She has the abilities of a metahuman. All because electricity through the muscle fibers.
I
Couldn't tell you.
suppose.
Not sure. Same reason how when zombies first get bit, they're still strong and fast until their body starts to decay, and then they become life for the zombie, and then they start moving slow.
I guess.
Because it's the only thing that makes sense in my mind. So if you just got bit and the virus is turning you, you don't immediately
right.
Your muscles are still good. World War Z. When they had the fast zombies, like, oh, they're fast. Like, it would make sense that they're fast. They might be superhuman because they feel no.
Right, you don't get exhausted.
Fatigue. You're not getting tired. It's just one impulse: attack and eat and eat and eat and attack. It's not until your body starts to decay from not eating other people or whatever you're going to.
You just
then it starts to break down.
Yeah, you're technically not alive, so your body still decomposes, I guess.
Yes. In my world, in this world,
I'm sure somebody has answers to that. If you know,
well, James Gunn's gonna have answers to it because these are the monsters. So you think we're not gonna get a zombie at some point in time? We got a gargoyle.
Don't know.
We got a mummy.
A gargoyle.
Yeah, at the end of it, the gargoyle.
Was it a gargoyle or she was just a bat?
She's actually woman bat. She's the wife of man bat. But she looks more gargoyle-ish. What is gargoyle? Oh, that's a Disney property.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure they're gonna do a live version of that too.
Please don't.
I know that was a good show.
That was a great show.
They shouldn't do that.
If anything, they need to do
a Disney Plus show.
Do like they did with X-Men '97 and like, well, no, because even the later seasons of seasons of Gargoyles were not great.
Well, I fell off because that was around the time where I needed a
job. So you started growing up, being a big kid.
Gotta do. Gargoyles ain't go pay themselves. So.
No.
I don't know if they're gonna work with whatchamacallit again since his sexual allegation charges.
Who's that?
Bodemayo.
Oh no, yeah, he's completely out. No, he's not coming back.
Well, he's not out. Here's the thing.
No, yeah, he still wrote some of season 2. Yeah, but they're not bringing him back as like. He
wrote all of season 2.
Oh, did he? Probably. But I know that. But I know they're not bringing him back as an employee on the show. Yeah, and if anything, they're probably trying to rewrite the episodes to get his writing credit off of it. I don't know. I don't know what's in his contract.
Depends on how much you love money. Because X-Men '97 clearly was a cha-ching.
Yeah,
for Disney Marvel.
but like I said, I don't know
Um,
what's in his contract if they can do that or
but
not.
here's the thing, Spider. Here's a question: would you be so upset if Big Old Bo made his way over to the DCEU and brought that talent with him?
Would I be upset? No.
Would
I
you be
mean,
upset?
it would be inconsequential to me.
Well, people upset James Gunn put an animated version of himself in the credits.
Exactly, and I'm
I'm
not one of those
just
people.
just gauging reactions right now. I'm just asking questions, like Tracy
No,
Ullman taught me. Yeah, I'm
because
just asking questions.
I don't know the full extent of everything that happened with Bill DeMille because it's all been
Everything in the world
speculative. It's
about.
all been he said, she said.
I think
It
it's he said. He said.
Well, yeah, he said, but it's none of my business. Whatever happens, and as if
Let the man go to rehab. There's Robin Thicke was in sex therapy as a social was who was his name, Eric Benet, and I don't know how Eric Benet ended up having to go to sex
I don't
therapy
know.
because
But
they
whatever it
both
is and
got
whatever
bad.
he did, if he did something that was, warrant him to get let go from his position, then, if he got
Grossly
fired,
inappropriate.
then if he was
Mm,
being inappropriate and he can either get fired, then
mm.
let him get fired. If
But
he,
this is what happened that we're here now. We're here now with that same thought process and mindset because I'm pretty sure the bean counters really wish they didn't do that because if James Gunn's doing that for DC, he could have easily been more pivotal in Marvel.
yeah, but the thing is a different, and now we get into semantics and
Yeah, that's what this show's about, getting into it.
it's different.
Eh,
But
yeah, okay.
the firing
That's
somebody
what the not the
over,
show's
well,
about.
no, firing somebody over old tweets and firing somebody over sexual misconduct are two wildly different things.
Robert Downey Jr. broke into somebody's house and got inside of a crib
Yeah, and he also went to
of
jail.
the.
I'm not saying that people are irredeemable.
He's also then that's what I'm saying. That's sort of that's the long way. Actually, the short version of where I'm trying to
You
get to.
saying what is Bo Demaya irredeemable? I don't know because I don't
Is
know the
he?
dude. I don't. I honestly don't know. I can't answer that question.
It's okay. I don't know him either. But I just know X-Men '97 was pretty good.
Yeah,
I know James Gunn is building something over here on DC, and he's not going to be able to direct everything.
and
There's
here's
no
here's here's
possible
the
way.
thing. There are very few people, famous people, where you can say that they've done nothing to call their character into question. There's a handful of people, celebrities, where you can look
Yeah.
at them and say, I've never had to question, if something that this person did was a good thing or not. People, you can go through old tweets from a lot of celebrities and find stuff
Mm,
that they should be quote unquote canceled for. You can see a
mm.
lot of things that they probably did in private they could be quote unquote canceled for. But
Oh, hey, oh, white party. What?
there will always be the argument that you separate the art from the artist and the things that they have done, that the works that they have produced, not that they
Versus,
supersede their actions, but
mm.
you can perform quality art and still not be a great person.
Here's the question, Spider.
Mm-hmm.
Since we're on this, and I know we got to get off of it at some point in time, but since we're on it, let's ask the question: is it the fact that they are who they are that helps them create this art? Because it seems as though when you hit that threshold of artistry, there's always seemed to be some type of controversy or conflict that's morally involved in that individual.
I will say no, because there's been a number of people who
Okay.
have reached the upper echelons of their field, whether it's acting, whether it's singing, whether it's, you know, artistry of any kind. There's been people at
Mm-hmm.
the top where you don't see them in the tabloids. You don't
Scandals.
see any scandals about them. You look at people
Mm.
like Keanu Reeves, right? Keanu Reeves,
Mm.
whatever uh whatever opinions you have about his career as an actor, He's been in some of the top grossing movies in the world.
Yeah.
He's been
He
in some
was in
bombs.
Speed.
He's been in
Johnny Knoxville,
some movies that just didn't
The
do too well.
Matrix.
But outside of him and his acting work, you look at anything else of him in his private life, he minds his
He
business.
donates to
He
charity.
donates to
He rides
charity. He's a
motorcycles.
very
Takes the subway.
and like I
He's
said, we don't know
he's
these people
sad when he eats
personally.
a
We don't
sandwich
see
on a
what
bench.
happens when the cameras aren't trying to, when paparazzi isn't trying to follow him on the street. We don't see him outside of interviews and stuff like that. But the things that we do see, the things that we are privy to, paint him as a very humble person. He's very
Mm-hmm.
soft spoken. He seems very kind, very generous, very caring. And he's one of the most beloved actors in the business.
Yeah.
And then
This
you
is true.
take people
A
like
piece of scum like Jared from Subway, and then
I was going to be talking about
no
a different
comparison.
Jared, but Jared Leto, who is a decent actor. I will give him that he's a decent actor. He's an okay actor. I'll put it
Okay.
that way. He's an okay actor.
Okay.
He's getting all of these different, like, weird, kooky, wacky roles. We saw
But
him
he's
as a
requesting
Joker.
those.
We've seen him as Morbius. We've seen him in Fight Club. All this other kind of stuff. But
He was in Fight Club.
yeah, he was the blonde haired kid in Fight Club. Well, he eventually turns his
Oh.
hair blonde. I think he was originally like a valet, and then they pulled him into the Fight Club, and he got his ass
Huh.
beat by Edward Norton, I think.
Oh.
But
Okay. Missed that.
in all of that, we hear all of these stories about when he was a Joker, he was like sending rat heads to his coworkers and all this other kind of
Yeah.
stuff. All of this level of method
Method acting.
acting that calls for him to just be weird and rude and offensive and just kind of like off kilter. But then you have somebody like Heath Ledger, who also portrayed the Joker. He may have done method acting in a different way to just get into the mindset of someone, of a character like the Joker, but it never extended to his co-stars in the film. Right? You have Robert Pattinson, who, again, say what you want about his career, from Twilight to Harry Potter to now being the Batman, playing Bruce Wayne.
The Batman.
Yeah, playing Bruce Wayne. You don't really hear too many things about him like flipping out and
After that
behind the scenes.
breakup with Christian Stewart, it's just been quiet.
And then you have Christian Bale, where he is famously blown up on set workers behind the scenes. They have a audio clip of him like yelling at a gaffer or a lighting guy or something, like just going off on him. But I don't think that.
So you're saying it has nothing to do with being Batman,
right? No, what I'm saying is nothing to do with the character that you're portraying. You can be a great actor and still be a good person, or you can be a great actor and you can be a shitty person. But the character that you have within yourself, your morality, your ethics, doesn't necessarily extend to the quality of work that you produce. It's all about writing. It's all about directing. It's all about, it's the sum of all the parts is what combines to make a good film. You can't say that, oh, well, this person is a maniac, but that helps him, in his acting.
Focus in. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. I don't think that has any bearing on it.
I mean, we've seen it, right? What's his name? Josh Roiland from Rick and Morty.
Justin Roiland, yeah.
Justin Roiland, and gets drunk and get belligerent, and he's the voice of Rick and Morty, so he can do whatever he wants.
But then you have voice actors like Alan Tudyk, who voices a number of characters across a number of properties, Disney, DC, Pixar, DreamWorks, just about anything. But what do you hear about Alan Tudyk outside of the movies that he's in? Almost nothing.
I hear that you should see the movies that he's in.
Because he's a great actor. Again, he's a great actor, and we don't hear about him in the tabloids.
So basically, you're saying it has nothing to do with the character. It has nothing to do with the writing. It has everything to do with the characteristics of the actor themselves. And if they're a shitty person, they're going to be a shitty person regardless of what their talent level is.
Yes.
Period. Well, I got that. I got that. I got that. It's sad. It's sad though.
I mean, but
It's
it's
probably sad back to what I was saying about the 7 episodes. I feel cheated because it's clear that this is a show that's got legs, it got quality, it got structure, it got character driven stakes, and you just want it to continue. That's all.
no,
That's
I'm
all.
with you on that.
Especially when the competition is not, there's a despairing nature with, where he is as far as a storyteller and where others are trying to achieve to get to. That's
I
that Black Mamba. By the time they try to catch you, all that work you don't put in, they'll never really catch up.
no, I feel like they you can clearly see where others have tried to replicate what James Gunn did with Guardians of the Galaxy. I mean, I feel like that's what the first Suicide Squad was trying to be. I felt like that's what the Eternals was trying to be, and I think that you when you don't have the experience in telling those types of stories,
Mm.
because again, it's no knock to the directors of those films, because those directors have done great work in other types of stories,
Mm-hmm.
like because I think the director for the Eternals had won an Academy Award for a
Chloe
previous film.
Zhao.
Yeah.
Yes, you did.
And so again, you have your opinions on the movie and everything. It wasn't as great as it could have been.
No, it wasn't.
And so you have these directors who are
Because you
not
have too much going on
right. And some
that
directors don't
wasn't
know how
character.
to properly balance out everything to fit into that movie. Like I've said it before, I'll say it again, I'll keep saying it until I can't say it anymore. Eternals would
I
have
think
been
you
so
should
much
say it.
better as a show like this. If the Eternals had a Creatures Commandos type format, where every episode we got to learn a little bit more about the different Eternals character while still having the
Taking
whole
care.
overarching story of the mystery of who how did Ajax die, and finding out all of these clues each episode, because it involves a different Eternal character. And then by the end of the
Right.
season, we get the big reveal that Icarus was the
Could
one
have
that killed
shot.
her. That could have been a
Yeah, you
great
should
end
have
to season one.
shot it like Knives Out, and have
Exactly.
just
But we got it as a movie instead of a TV show. But anyway, but no, this format that James Gunn has with allowing us the proper time to sit with characters, to be able to learn a little bit more about them, to be able to care about them a little bit more. That's what he's great
mm,
at doing, is getting us invested. Because even with Guardians of the
mm-hmm.
Galaxy being a film, and we didn't have the time to be able to learn all about Rocket, to learn all about Groot, about Gamora, about Drax in the first movie.
About Quill.
We barely got we got a little bit of information about
This
Quill in the
little
first.
boy and his mom had cancer and she was dying. Next thing you know, he was abducted.
Right.
And when we pick up with Peter, he's shacking up with the alien after he stole the Power Stone.
Right. And we get all of these combined characters to come together for a joint mission, just like Task Force M. And in the interim, we get to learn more about them. We get to care about them a little bit. Like when Nina died at the end, I was like, so you mean to tell me Nina's not going to be in season 2? Because
Yes.
honestly, she was my favorite character, because she was the one who, like the bride said, when she shot the princess, what was the princess name? Ilana. When she shot Princess Ilana right in the forehead, she was like, I'm not going to kill you because you are, going to bring about the end of the world. I'm going to kill you because you killed the only person, the only friend I had, and the only one who
Yes.
had any humanity out of any of us. And it
Yes.
was like a
And
lot.
for that reason, she did deserve to die.
Yeah, and Nina
But
Nina
but
was the heart of the
at
team.
the same time, you got to think about it. This is how this man's a genius. The princess is swimming. Now I understand that she knew that she was under attack. They had already called in to, and she went swimming anyway.
Right.
She stood up there for a long time. She went swimming. When attacked, she saw because Weasel ran out and tried to warn her, and
Mm-hmm.
she saw Nina under the water. She killed her with intentions. Like
Yeah.
it was
No, absolutely.
malicious.
You saw it in her face.
And then come out with the doughy. Oh, I didn't. I,
It was
I was
self-defense.
self defense.
Right.
You go die. And then his we just didn't know how she was gonna die because
Mm-hmm.
the bride's standing there looking, and we all taking it in because, like you said, Nina was the purest one out of
Right.
all.
We didn't expect Nina to die.
We don't expect any of the core cast to die, but this is
Yeah,
where
even
James
with
Gunn
GI
sit
Robot exploding was a surprise.
this is where we sit at the top of the mountain. Remember, you and I talked about this in many different iterations. If you love your character, is to put them through hell.
Yeah.
If you love these characters, you're going to put them through situations that look so bleak that you just don't know if they're going to make it. So when they make it, we're all in rejoice. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But James Gunn, the genius that is, he don't he knows every character not gonna make it.
Right.
And that makes us more grounded into the realism of what's going on.
Yeah.
You like you said, GI Robot exploded, and we all felt that. Like, whoa! But
All he wanted to
it's
do
like
was kill Nazis with his friends.
all he wanted to do is kill Nazis with his friends. With
Cheers to the Tin
Easy
Man.
Company. But when Nina died, and we had to sit and watch her float in the water like a fish that's
Right.
dead, and that whoa. And at the end of it, no, she's not saved. No, there's no healer. There's no
No.
Hellevac. She's gone. And we have to move on with the new team.
Right.
The stakes are real. Even when Waller's blowing heads off, that's it. They're gone. So does that mean we're going to see Boomerang in this?
No, because Boomerang died, didn't he?
These deaths are fate. In comic books, nobody stays dead. James
Very
Gunn
true.
says, they gonna die.
Yeah.
And he's gone on record saying he don't reverse debts. So we gonna run through this. We gonna run through this B squad, and DC gonna have to start making some new characters.
Here's the thing with the names of teams. It's not, it's not. This is the Bride's team. This is the Dr. Phosphorus team. This is Task Force M. M stands for monster. So as long as we have monsters, we have a Task Force M. Doesn't matter who the roster is. So
And
you're
that's
right.
How you going in it.
And that brings a sense of, what's the word that I'm looking for? It's a sense of unknowing to the show.
Yeah.
Because you never know who's going to come out the other side at the end of the episode. Anything could happen.
That's how Game of Thrones became so famous. Because you had great actors with some great writing, but unless you were deep into the books, which they kind of varied off from time to time, your favorite character could have got it. When I first started watching Game of Thrones, the first season, not the second one, everybody liked Starks. Forget the main character name. He's a Stark, and they beheaded him. But the way they did it, they didn't really show it, and you were just thinking, maybe they didn't hit.
Right.
Maybe
he's going to come back in the later episode or something.
He was dead, unalive, all the way unalive. He's no longer with us, and James Gunn has applied that same thought process to this. So you're going to watch, and you don't know if the bride's next. It makes you feel like Frankenstein could have been dead, but
he should have been alive. Dead. Can he not die?
Not he got 50 Cent. He got 50 Cent. He got took like 9 times, shot, and then fell off
A
a
tower.
castle.
Yeah.
But as long as he can live, there's an old lady that's gonna have a
Let's
little,
go. Let's go nurse him back to health.
That's his cheat code. That's his Alfred. Old lady. Come find me and nurse me back to health so I can kill you later on. That's horrible.
That is. So
what's the secret then?
the secret is
Just
James Gunn. James Gunn knows how to write
compelling characters.
compelling characters, and he knows how to space out ensemble projects.
We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. Because if you drop Wonder Woman and she has a whole clan, that's just your
Now,
thing.
yeah, because I feel like everything doesn't need to be an ensemble project. So going
There's
back to what
nothing
you
that
were
he's
saying,
dropped that's ever been not an ensemble project.
I mean, yeah, he did
Unless
Brightburn.
you
Well,
talking about,
yeah, he produced
did
Brightburn. I
James
think.
Gunn do Brightburn?
I think he
That
produced
sounds
it.
accurate.
Yeah,
That
because
sounds
it was written by, and I think we talked about this. It was written by his cousin and his brother, I think.
And the man look out for his family. You go
Absolutely.
ahead and you put goddamn put your brother in every damn thing you want
Sean
to.
is
Put
in
Sean in
everything.
Put him in there. Get Michael Rooker back in there. You get
Yeah, Michael Rooker was in this one too. Michael Rooker was the Nazi that brought GI Robot from the pawn shop.
GI Robot said, "Oh boy."
When they pulled back that curtain, he was like, "Oh, okay. So this is this."
I don't the way he said "oh boy" is it defined as he was excited or saddened?
It was
So
just
you didn't. He's like, "Oh boy."
It was just like a statement of realization.
Yeah, I get to kill Nazi. I don't know how they didn't take the bullets out of GI Robot. They actually put him in hold up. He shot up the Jenga game, so it's like, y'all security sucks.
Right. It's like, I guess they felt like as long as we don't bring a Nazi in here, he's not a threat.
GI Robot, that guard's a Nazi. You didn't know? Oh.
That's really all somebody had to do.
All it takes.
Because he's looking at the Jenga pieces and he see a swastika, and like they don't even line up like that.
You see a swastika when there's no swastika. That's the scary part. I see it. It's there. In this dimension.
Because one of the things that I was thinking about while I was watching this, I was like, okay, well, all of them were in Bel Rev. How did they all get locked up? And I was like, well, GI Robot, they could just turn them off. But then when I see he sees swastikas where they aren't, I was like, okay, I can see why he's in prison now.
Lines up.
Because he can't be just in the streets.
That's horrible.
But especially after like getting to know Nina, I was like, well, then how the hell is she in prison? Because I was like, there's no way that she would have done anything to anybody. It's like, she's sweet, she's caring, she's concerned about other people. When they were in the brothel, she was like, we can help these people, like all this other kind of stuff. But then when you see her, like her backstory, and you see like she just gets arrested just for being different, it's like, that's fucked up.
It's beyond fucked up because she was really trying to liberate herself from humanity.
Right.
Because of the treatment that she's endured. Running away from home, it was just as bad as a suicide note because, and the beautiful part about it, you don't really see the time that passed.
Mm-hmm.
You just see a father that can't move on. He's lost his daughter.
Yeah.
And then when he sees her on the TV as an urban legend.
Yeah.
He don't know where to look. You could see the desperation when he ran outside. She was so gone. He don't even know which direction to go in. Who do you call for help? My daughter looks like a fish person. Please help me find her. Get out of here, you quack.
Right.
Get out of here, you crazy guy. But it's real. It's your real daughter. And it's beautiful how she wasn't born a mutant.
Mm-hmm.
She had a rare lung disease that his genius was able to help, but in the process
oh my God, when he was walking her to the park and she had like the iron lung I was like, oh my God, please help this poor child.
Right? And the mom just leaves.
And then even when she was a baby and the mom was leaving, she fell on her back and couldn't give it up. I was like, Tragic.
So he had to do what he could. He knew she couldn't stay in that existence forever.
Yeah.
And then here we go. Now she's mutated to a point she can only breathe water. It's what happened, right? And then here we go. Society. It's a freak.
Because
She's
she's
out
different.
eating fish out the lake. We gotta catch her. Never seen her dad in years. See her dad then
Shot in
taken
the back.
away from her, and now she's just arrested just for being a mute.
Right.
A
And then she
bouncer.
getting picked on in the cafeteria in the prison too. Like, just let her live.
And then James Gunn murders her. So, and it's only because of love. He did it because he loved her. And
Yeah.
I understand. As a creator, I understand. You got to take it there. And that's the unfortunate part with this. You don't know because the stakes are real, and you could lose your favorite character.
That's very true.
Unless there's an old lady to nurse you back to health. When the bride was laying in the rain and with her silly hands, which is so funny that
Yeah.
they detached those, I'm guessing, and give her regular hands again.
Well,
The witch made
I guess at some point the spell
normal.
probably wore off.
Yeah,
I'm guessing it wasn't a permanent thing.
Fuck you. It's like, I'm sorry, I got you. You know what?
Fuck you.
Fuck
You're like, I'm about to die because of you.
It's so on point. It's so real. What else you say in that situation? You lying there bleeding, and there's like,
And
I told you don't do this.
Her thing is broken, so she can't, like, she's about to suffocate. She's like, fuck you.
All
But it's like
foreshadowing.
it's
Damn,
like
James
you
Gunn.
you could see in that moment again why it was so heartbreaking to lose Nina at the end of that episode. You could see that bond starting to form between the bride and Nina. Because I mean, it's like Nina was very, as shy as she was or as non-confrontational as she was, like they were walking through the Frankenstein's mansion or whatever, and they were looking for the tourmaline necklace, and Nina asked the bride a question, and the bride was just like it's like, and Nina was like, you don't have to scoff. It's like, you don't talk about your family. How you don't talk about your past? How was I supposed to know? I was just asking the question. If you don't want to answer it, just say you don't want to answer it. Like, shit.
Attitude.
And then it was like, you could see that the bride, who of course is standoffish, didn't want to be bothered with anybody, you could see her starting to find Nina endearing and just be like, this is somebody that I don't mind, spending time around. And then the fact they get to the brothel and the two metahumans, the Karen brothers, I think was their name.
Yeah, they are.
And they come in there and he starts to beat up on one of the girls. And Nina, the first person, break a bottle, like, fuck that. It was like,
yeah,
I'm coming after you.
She didn't even defend herself like that.
Nope.
She's defending this stranger like that. She didn't even stand up for herself like that. But she'll fight for others. Man.
Lost a real one.
Then
Nina Mazursky.
R.I.P. Nina.
All right.
About to get that. We about to start doing screen crush and making merch. Parody merch.
Hashtag justice for Nina. Start a social media campaign for a fictional character.
Hey, man, it wouldn't be the first time.
No, it absolutely wouldn't. All right, but we're running short on time, so we're going to get down to this question that everyone wants to know.
All questions.
Mr. VIP Frankie Washington, 7 episodes of Creature Commandos, written by James Gunn. Is it super?
Yeah, he put himself in the intro. So.
He did put himself in the intro.
And clearly they mad about it. Yeah, you know what? James Gunn's not paying attention to any of y'all. He's making his DCEU, and I'm here
DCU.
For,
make sure you call it what it is.
Right.
The DCU.
DCU. Thank you for that correction, because all those extra letters are not needed. We said that when they dropped it. But I can't say it starts with Creature Commandos, even though it's the first official drop of the DCU.
Yeah.
Because, again, we got canon stuff with Peacemaker. We got canon stuff with the Suicide Squad. And this is the first continuation of that. We're well in swing now. Superman's next. We'll see how you establish it. What's missing out of this universe is an overarching big bad, and that's the question of where it's going. Is it going to be Dark Side? Is it going to be
Lex Luthor.
well? Lex Luthor is already in Superman, but
Yeah, but I'm saying, is he going to be overarching, like extending across properties?
yet to be seen. Yet to be seen. Could be Ra's al Ghul.
Could
Who
be.
knows?
We getting
Could
Maxwell Lord in Superman too.
and that's the thing. He has the whole toy box to play with. There's
Mm.
nothing off limits. So it could be an alien force. It can be Zod. It can be who knows. It
Yeah.
could be who knows. I don't know, but I'm here for it. But don't let me slow you down, Spider. Let the people know. Creature Commandos, Frankenstein, and them boys, the Bride, and those guys. Is it super? Has James Gunn found one? Got one? Is
well,
it official?
well, I mean, I asked you first, but we can still go ahead with
Well,
it.
I said yeah to the Creature Commandos. As far as the cinematic universe,
I mean, we can't speak on the cinematic universe because it hasn't been fleshed out yet. But no,
home,
Creature
crypto,
Commandos.
take me home.
No, Creature Commandos, absolutely super. It is an enjoyable show from beginning to end. Like we said, we haven't even talked about the animation quality. The animation quality is excellent. The
Yeah.
writing is done insanely well. We get to
Yeah.
spend time with all these characters, regardless that it's just 7 episodes. Every character gets fully fleshed out. Um I can't say that I would say probably the only one that we really didn't get to learn much about was Rick Flag Sr. And that could potentially happen in season 2 if he comes back to
Yeah.
be a part of Task Force M. Maybe not, because it's been said that this is going to be the Bride's team moving forward. So she may be the Rick Flag.
Well,
I don't know if she's going
I'm
to be the
pretty
Rick
sure
Flag,
somebody.
you know, sort of have his responsibility, because Rick Flag reported directly to Amanda Waller and like was able to like meet with her and stuff like that. And I don't know if the
Yeah.
bride is going to
Well,
be doing all
Wallow
that.
come in. She'll come in, walk in that prison and meet. She don't walk in fear, but he'll be back. Clearly, he's not dead, and unless you see the body, they're fine. But he's alive. He's
Yeah,
waking up. They're not. Again, this is an animation, but they're not skipping steps. What's
no,
the guy with the beard? Dyed beard. I don't remember
Economos,
the character.
John Economos,
Economos
die
hurt
beard,
himself in Peacemaker,
and he was still
and
dealing with that
clearly he's
injury.
hurt now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like how he
So the
said
time
he
frame
hurt his
between
leg fighting aliens when all he did was trip over a fence.
you got to tell your story. You got to live your truth, Spider.
I mean, it was
He wasn't fighting
in the
aliens, but
pursuit
he
of being a distraction to help with the
right,
fight against aliens. He was some
right.
some
It's
steps
like a
away from it, but he was there.
it's like it's like a rapper when they drop an album but don't drop an album in like the next 10 years and then drop another album. All the 10 years count because you were compiling and
Working on the album,
sourcing,
working on new
working on the
music.
album. Right. Even though you only started 2 years before you dropped it.
Right.
You had to live that life experience. But no, so Rick Flag has got to heal. It's not, or either that or they're going to have to introduce some super soldier type of serum or something to and
I
speed up
don't
his
think they
heal.
will.
Well, Superman has to bleed. And for people to give Superman blood is a big thing. Reverse engineer it, and
Yeah.
that's it.
But no, I absolutely think that the show was super. I had a great time with it. It was a great watch.
I'm
It's
sad it was over.
yeah, it's one of those shows. It's like, just like you said, I don't feel cheated like you do. I felt like the story
I
was
feel cheated.
complete, but I would not say no to more of it.
10 episodes. That's all I needed. That's it. You could have got a little bit of Rick Flag. You could have got more of the princess. You could have got more of that guy that died when Phosphorus punched through the back of his chair.
The one with all the outdated
And
80s references, 80s
all
and
the
90s
outdated.
references,
You could have seen him watching those shows or reruns of those shows, just
watching
really into it.
Wendy's commercials. Where's the beef?
Where's the beef? Yeah, and then his death would have definitely been more impactful too,
I,
because it
I
came out of
I'm
nowhere.
okay with them. I'm okay with them being fodder. All of the soldiers and everything, the sons of Themyscira, all of them dying. They weren't. They were inconsequential. You
They
you
are.
can't care
I'm
about
not denying
everybody.
it. You're right. I'm just being selfish. Just hey, if they could be mad at James Gunn for putting himself in the goddamn gone intro, then they could be. I could be mad about not
You're
having
right.
enough
You're
episodes
right.
to
You're right.
satisfy my obvious lust for this show now. Because when are they dropping season two? I
Who
don't know,
knows?
but I can
Who
tell you
knows?
right now, it's too far away. Here's what we're gonna enjoy. Enjoy this now before it starts to get all cinematic and starts to connect, because then you have to just take that overall arcing storyline,
Yeah.
whether it's good or bad. So I'm gonna appreciate these standalones until the Nick Fury of whatever DC is gonna walk in and says you're a part of it. Hey, it
I
may be
mean,
Viola Davis. It
I
may
was about to
be
say, isn't
Amanda
Amanda
Waller.
Waller essentially the
She
Nick Fury of
essentially
the
is that.
DCU? She is the
Yeah.
connective tissue. She's the one constant
She
that we
knows
have in all of these
Batman. She
films.
knows Superman. She knows all the monsters. She knows the villains. Yeah, you're right. Give her an eye patch.
Shave her head.
You ain't got to do that for. Just give her an eye patch and don't let her lose it from a flirt. That's all I'm asking. Just she badass. You think we'll see a fight?
See Amanda Waller fight?
Yes, she fought in
Possibly.
My Adventures with Superman.
Yeah,
Not
possibly. I wouldn't put it past him. There might be a
man.
situation where Argus gets infiltrated by somebody, and I don't think it'll be a long fight. Not to say that Viola Davis isn't capable, because if you watch The Women King, she is very capable of fight choreography. But I think that
Yeah,
the
it's anime.
position that Waller is in, I don't like. I firmly believe that Waller still works out. I believe that she still, does target practice and all of that stuff, keeps her skills sharp. But
Definitely.
whatever threats that would be able to infiltrate Argus, I don't think that she would be able to last very long against them, because Argus
No,
is
because it's
very well
another human,
guarded. You
whoever's
have a
coming.
lot of
Yeah.
Argus soldiers in there, in between the entrance and wherever Waller is. There's going to be like
Yeah.
hell to get through to get that deep.
Casualties.
Yes. So
There'll
whatever
be casualties.
whatever or whoever is powerful enough to get through Argus in order to get close to Amanda Waller, I think will have to be somebody that is some type of enhanced individual. So if Waller
Yeah.
does go toe to toe with them, it's not going to be a long fight. She's not going to
Probably gonna be
die,
Black Adam.
but please no. She's not gonna die, but she'll definitely not last long in that fight.
Gonna break into the Argus and see Amanda Waller and look her right in the eye and says, "The, the power of the CCU is about to change.
The hierarchy of power.
The hierarchy of power is about to change in the DCU." And she's just gonna look at him.
Can probably just shoot him in the forehead.
Not even worth the bullet. Just go ahead and let him be. He don't use doors,
He
so
doesn't.
just let him. Just
He
let him
doesn't.
fly on out the
It's
wall that he
like,
can.
there's a wall. Get the fuck out of here.
That is so on point. I feel like that's
Waller would
exactly what
not
you
give
would.
him the time of day. It's like I
Well, she already talked to him strong in his own movie.
and
She already told
she
she's like,
said stay your ass in
you don't want
conduct.
to stay your ass right there. It's now your prison. Stay there. He ain't moved since. Cancel this whole little
Set his
franchise.
ass on his throne and stayed there.
Damn. Y'all don't know. Amanda Waller is a beast.
They gonna learn. They gonna learn the hard way.
They gonna learn today.
But let us know what you thought about Creature Commandos. If you liked it, you enjoyed it. If you are mad at James Gunn for sticking himself in the intro, let us know in the comments. But if you like this video, go ahead, hit the like button, hit subscribe, hit the bell so you can be notified when we have new episodes that come out. If you want the audio version of the podcast, just search for All Things Super on your favorite podcast streaming service. And if you want to reach out to us on social media, just click the link in the description below.
buttons. Just button
Just
it up.
hit the
Even if
buttons.
you're a hater, it's okay. Button it up. Just hate.
Hit
Leave
the
your hate in the
subscribe button
comment.
if you hate the show, just hit the subscribe button so that way you know when we have new episodes that come out, and then you can
Continuous
continue to tell us how
content
much
to
they hate
hate
us.
on. We helping you be yourself. We not stopping you from being yourself. We enhancing yourself with giving you something to hate.
Exactly.
Hey James,
Let
Gunn, hit
us help
us.
you help us help you.
To help yourself, to help us help yourself.
Exactly.
Cookies. What's the last part, Spider? Tell him the last part.
What is the last part? That is the last part.
No, you have to tell him to continue to be super.
Oh, well, we're gonna get to that. Just
Oh, okay.
yeah, we're gonna get there.
Well, don't tell him then. Don't tell him. Just let him.
We're gonna get there. We'll be back again for a new episode reviewing. I don't know what we're gonna review next, but we'll be back again. We hope that you will be there right along with us as we review it. We greatly appreciate all your love, all your support. We love you. We'll see you in the next episode. And just remember, until then, keep being super.